Keeping Christmas exclusive this year. No unsuccessful people. You understand. Mom's words were followed by a string of champagne glass emojis, as if that somehow softened the blow. I sat in my corner office on the 50th floor of Thompson Tower, named after me, though my family didn't know that. They still thought I was struggling with my tech startup, living in a small apartment, barely making ends meet. They had no idea I'd built the fastest-growing software company in the country. My phone buzzed again. This time from my sister Melissa. Sorry sis, but Mom's right. Dad's biggest clients will be there. We can't have them seeing any struggling family members. I smiled thinking about those clients, especially Anderson Global, the multinational corporation that Dad had been courting for 20 years. The same corporation my company had quietly acquired last week for $8.2 billion. Another message from Mom: don't try to crash it. Security has a guest list. Of course they did, at the luxury hotel I owned. My assistant knocked on my door. Ms. Thompson? The Anderson Global Integration team is ready for your signature on the final documents. Thank you, Sarah. And the Christmas party arrangements. Everything's set. Your family has booked the grand ballroom for Christmas Eve. Should I inform hotel management about your attendance? No, I smiled. Let's keep that a surprise. I turned to look out my window at the city skyline. 3 years of letting them think I was a failure while I built an empire right under their noses. 3 years of missing family events because I was too poor to fit in. 3 years of listening to them brag about Melissa's middle management job at a dying corporation. My phone lit up with a news alert. Tech mogul Emma Thompson named Forbes 30 under 30. Below it was a silhouetted photo. I'd always kept my identity private, adding to the mystery of my success. Mom sent another text. We're expecting Anderson Global's CEO. Try to understand, we can't have anything embarrassing happening. If she only knew that I'd fired that CEO 3 days ago. Christmas Eve was approaching, and with it, the moment when they'd finally learn who their unsuccessful daughter really was. The daughter they'd written off as a failure was about to become their biggest client's boss. I picked up the Anderson Global acquisition papers and signed them with a flourish. The same signature that would soon be on all of Dad's client contracts, if I decided to keep his firm's services. Sarah, I called to my assistant. Please make sure my evening gown is ready for Christmas Eve. The red one. The one that costs more than your sister's annual salary? That's the one. I checked my watch. And let's send a little gift to the hotel. A new guest list for the Christmas party. After all, what's Christmas without a few surprises? Christmas Eve arrived with a flurry of snowflakes and frantic texts from my family. Mom was in full society hostess mode. Melissa was bragging about her executive presence. And Dad was nervous about impressing Anderson Global's representatives. I watched through the hotel's security feeds as they arrived early to supervise the decorations. Mom was directing staff around the grand ballroom, my staff, though she didn't know it. The champagne must be Cristal, she demanded. Anderson Global executives expect the best. The hotel manager caught my eye through the camera and subtly tapped his earpiece, waiting for my instruction. I smiled and sent a quick message, serve them the Cristal. But when I arrive, bring out the special reserve I keep in the owner's cellar. At 7 p.m., guests began arriving. I watched Dad greeting them effusively, Melissa networking with practiced fake laughs, and Mom documenting everything for her social media. The Anderson Global representatives were scheduled for 8 p.m. My phone buzzed. Another family text chain I wasn't supposed to be included in. Mom, everyone remember, Anderson Global is Dad's biggest opportunity. Melissa, my new Chanel suit is perfect for impressing executives. Dad, just don't mention your sister. If they ask about family, say we have one daughter. I adjusted my red designer gown, the one that cost more than Dad's monthly billing, and stepped into my private elevator. The same elevator that would take me to the grand ballroom where my family was pretending I didn't exist. At exactly 8 p.m. the Anderson Global team arrived. But instead of the CEO my parents expected, it was the new executive board, the one I'd appointed 3 days ago. Through the security feed, I watched Dad's face fall as he realized his main contact was gone. Mom's perfect smile cracked just slightly. Melissa stopped mid-networking laugh. Where's Charles? Dad asked the new board chairman anxiously, referring to the old CEO. Oh, haven't you heard? The chairman replied. We have new ownership. Everything's changing. Mom grabbed Dad's arm. New ownership? But who? The chairman checked his watch. Actually, she should be here any minute. Our new CEO likes to make an entrance. That was my cue. The grand doors opened and I stepped into the ballroom. The red gown caught the light perfectly, diamonds at my throat that cost more than their house. The room fell silent as I walked in, the mysterious tech mogul finally revealed. Dad's champagne glass slipped from his fingers, shattering on the marble floor. Emma. Melissa squeaked. Good evening, everyone. I nodded to the Anderson Global Board, who respectfully stood. I apologize for the delay in introducing myself as your new owner. Owner. Mom's voice was barely a whisper. His mom. Anderson Global is just the latest acquisition in my portfolio. I turned to the board members. I trust you've met my family? Though they might have told you they only have one daughter. The chairman looked confused. Miss Thompson, we had no idea you were their daughter. Your company's acquisition of Anderson Global is the talk of Wall Street. Is it? I smiled, watching the color drain from Dad's face. How interesting. I'm sure my father's law firm has been following the news about their biggest client. Mom stepped forward, social training kicking in. Darling, we had no idea. Why didn't you tell us? Tell you. I accepted a glass of my private reserve champagne from the hotel manager. Like you told me about Christmas dinner. No unsuccessful people allowed, wasn't it? The ballroom had become uncomfortably quiet, with only the soft classical music playing in the background, music I'd personally selected for this moment. Everyone was watching our family drama unfold, desperately pretending not to stare. Perhaps, I said loud enough for everyone to hear, we should discuss this in the hotel's private owner's suite. I turned to the Anderson Global Board. Please enjoy the party. We'll discuss the company's new direction after the holidays. They nodded respectfully. Of course, Ms. Thompson. As we walked to the private elevator, the one Mom had tried to access earlier but was denied, I could see Melissa frantically Googling on her phone. Her face went pale as she scrolled through the search results. 30 billion, she whispered. Your company is worth 30 billion? The elevator opened directly into the owner's suite, a penthouse space larger than their entire house. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a panoramic view of the city, my city, increasingly. Sit, I gestured to the custom Italian leather sofas. Mom sank down, her perfect posture finally breaking. All this time. Dad started. All this time what, Dad? While you were telling people you had one daughter. While you were ashamed of your failing child. I walked to the wine cellar and pulled out a bottle worth more than his car. Would you like to know what I was really doing during all those family events I wasn't invited to? Mom found her voice. Honey, we were just trying to protect you. Really? Let's review, shall we? I pressed a button and the room's hidden screens came to life, displaying their social media posts, texts, and emails about me over the years. So embarrassing, my sister still playing with computers. I read from Melissa's Instagram. That post was from the day I closed my first billion-dollar deal. We only have one daughter pursuing a real career. I quoted from Mom's Country Club newsletter. You published that the same week I was named CEO of the year. Dad tried to interrupt, but I held up my hand. Oh, we're not done. Here's my favorite, Dad. An email to Anderson Global. My successful daughter Melissa would be perfect for a junior management position. I smiled coldly. Well, now she can interview with the other candidates. If she's qualified. You're firing me? Melissa gasped. No. I'm giving you what you've always wanted, a chance to succeed on your own merits. No family connections. I turned to Dad. Speaking of which, let's discuss your firm's contract with Anderson Global. Emma, please. He began. The annual review is coming up. Usually automatic renewal, right? Not anymore. Your firm will need to bid for the contract like everyone else. Fair competition, isn't that what you always preached? Mom stood up, smoothing her designer dress, the fake one she'd bought to impress my employees. Darling, we're family. Surely we can work this out. Family. I laughed. Like when you worked out Christmas dinner. No unsuccessful people allowed. Those were your exact words, right? I walked to the windows, looking out at the Thompson Tower gleaming in the distance. You know what's ironic? This hotel. I bought it 6 months ago. That exclusive Christmas party you're hosting? You're in my building, drinking my champagne, impressing my employees. The silence was deafening. So here's how this will work, I continued. You can go back to your party. Keep pretending you're the influential family you've always claimed to be. But remember, every client in that room now works for me. Every contract your firm handles is at my discretion. Every social connection you've cultivated is my employee. What do you want from us? Dad asked quietly. Nothing. I turned back to face them. That's the beauty of success, real success. I don't need anything from you anymore. Not your approval, not your connections, not your love. I pressed the elevator button. Enjoy the party. The hotel staff will be happy to help you maintain your illusions. After all, I pay them to be professional. As they stood to leave, broken and humbled, I added one final twist. Oh, and Mom? About Christmas dinner. I think I will attend after all. As the owner of the hotel, it would be rude not to welcome my guests. The elevator doors closed on their shocked faces. I turned back to the city view, sipping my champagne. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving people wrong. It's letting them discover just how wrong they were all by themselves. After all, success